What's going on, guys? CrustyKs here from GoldBoys.com, coming to you with the MLB slate preview for May 22nd. We got a 9-game slate on our hands. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into this slate. So the first one here, Texas Rangers taking on the New York Yankees. Nathan Eovaldi versus Carlos Rodon. I've been pretty heavy on the Yankees this series. In this game, though, in particular, if it does go, there's a lot of rain here. I like Eovaldi. I like the Rangers to maybe steal this one. Rodon's been really good. He's a guy who I don't necessarily believe he's as good as he's looked, and as much as Texas can't hit lefties, I do feel like this could be a spot where Rodon could potentially struggle. So right now, as I'm looking at this, the Rangers plus 1.5, it's actually playable, minus 120 currently. So I'll give out that here. The Texas Rangers plus 1.5 at minus 120. If you want to, get frisky and take the money line, I'm not mad at it. Eovaldi has a pretty long history against this Yankees team because obviously he pitched in the division for a long time. But for me here, it'll be the Rangers plus 1.5. Our next one, the San Diego Padres taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Stephen Kolek versus Bowden Francis. Pretty interesting matchup here. For me, I'm pretty heavy on the Padres. Total is at 9, so I do expect there to be some runs, probably from both sides. But Bowden Francis, the guy who gives up a lot of long balls. I think he really struggles in this matchup here. Kolek's a guy I'm not super high on. But I do think he pitched relatively well in this matchup. Toronto just been pretty inconsistent at the plate overall. So this game's basically set at a pick'em right now. Padres minus 112 currently. That's where I'll be. Our next one, the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Colorado Rockies. Ranger Suarez versus German Marquez. So this will be game 4 of this series. Obviously, really tough to find value in this spot because the Phillies are just so just outpriced. I mean, for this one, I'm looking at minus 300 right now for the Phillies money line, which is, it makes sense, but no chance I'm going anywhere near it. Probably just be a spot where I'd be looking to take Phillies team total again. They've been really just lighting up all series. Really don't see that stopping here against German Marquez. Total for the game's at 11. Maybe the Rockies can help a little bit with the runs, but it's so tough to trust that team, so I'd much rather just isolate it and take the Phillies team total once again. Been pretty much sweat-free the entire series thus far. Our next one, the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Athletics. Tyler Anderson versus Luis Severino. I like the Athletics here. I don't know how I'm going to play it just yet. My line's a little bit out of my comfort zone with that minus 160, so I wouldn't play that straight. But like a player performance double, I think Sevy can get some Ks here. He's not a big K guy, but obviously, as we all know, this Angels team, the metrics are horrendous. Lowest chase contact, lowest zone contact in baseball. So I think Sevy, could probably get us, I would assume probably like 4 Ks here to get us close to even money. So I'd go with the Athletics money line and Sevy 4Ks. Like I said, I would imagine it's close to even money. We don't have prop lines out yet for this one. Our next one, the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Detroit Tigers. Tanner Bybee versus Jack Flaherty. So this price kind of threw me off a little bit, seeing the Tigers only minus 135 with Flaherty on the bump. I thought they'd be a little bit more of a heavy favorite, truthfully. And it gave me a little bit of pause for concern, truthfully, because anybody who knows the way that I bet sides, you see a line like this and it makes me want to go the other way. So, I've seen Bybee listed a couple places. I've also seen to be determined listed a couple places. Assuming it is Bybee, I will be on the Guardians here. It's gross. This team stinks. But this price, in my opinion, it's not as large as it should be with the Tigers at home. One of the best teams in baseball. Actually, the best team in baseball right now. So I have to lean into that here. I'll be on the Guardians. Like I said, it's a gross play. I don't blame anybody if they just want to ignore this one, but that is where I will be. Our next one here, the Baltimore Orioles taking on the Boston Red Sox. Cade Povich versus Lucas Giolito. As of right now, this one's showing a really high chance of rain. Pretty much all the stuff on the East Coast is going to see a lot of rain in the next coming days. So back Baltimore in this last game against Milwaukee, and they actually won in extras. It was incredibly sweaty and just pretty much the most unnecessary sweat of my entire life, but they got it done. Now they travel here after an extra inning game, after just a rough series against Milwaukee. And I'm going to be on the Red Sox here. I'm not a big Giolito believer at all. He's looked pretty awful this season. But Cade Povich has looked equally as awful. So wouldn't be surprised if we see runs here. I want to lean into the Red Sox a bit more than the runs, though. So give me the Red Sox here on the money line. There is no price for this one yet, probably because of how the weather looks. So once this one comes out, that's where I'll be. Boston Red Sox money line. Our next one, the Atlanta Braves taking on the Washington Nationals. AJ Smith-Shaver versus Trevor Williams. This game was rained out today. They're playing it the next day. So same pitching matchup as we saw. And for me here, I want to back the Braves in some capacity. These guys just saw each other, the same pitching matchup. And the Nationals have won, I believe, 5 in a row, 4 of the last 5. They're playing really well right now. So it's a little tough to want to just blindly back the Braves, but that's where I'm going to be. I believe today this money line was like at -140. They don't have the line posted yet for the game. I would assume it'd be around the same price, and that's where I'll be, is the Braves money line. I just don't think they lose 3 in a row to this Nationals team. Trevor Williams is a guy, like I said, they saw earlier this season, I believe like a week and a half ago, and they're going to see him now. So I do think there's an edge to be had there. Obviously, the Nationals have the same edge against AJ Smith-Shaver, but I just think Smith-Shaver's stuff's a lot more swing and miss than Trevor Williams is, so I think that helps him a bit more seeing a lineup for a second time, close proximity. The last one on the slate is the Seattle Mariners taking on the Houston Astros. George Kirby versus Lance McCullers. So Kirby making his first start back from injury. I believe he's been, let me see how long he's on IR. So he's been on the IL he's missed 3 starts. So he's been on the IL for a while here. Last rehab start did look pretty good through 65 pitches. Velo was there. They say he got up to about 97 miles an hour. So not quite back to where he was last season, but getting close. Seems to be healthy. This is an interesting spot though, because Lance McCullers obviously has been absolutely terrible for this Houston team. He looked a bit better in his last start against the Rangers, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that the Rangers just simply can't hit. So I'm a little concerned here for McCullers. I don't necessarily want to back George Kirby directly in his first start back in a while. So I like the Mariners team total. They've been a team that we've long known just hits better on the road. Their home field's a very tough place to hit, and they struggle there just as much as anybody else does. So I like the Mariners team total. It's at 4.5 right now. That's where I'll be. I think McCullers, like I said, he's back from injury. It's great, whatever. But if you look at the metrics, swinging strike is like low single digits. I believe it's like 5.4%. Just not missing bats. He's walking a ton of guys. Walk percent sky high. The Seattle team's seeing a lot of pitches. They're gonna make you throw strikes, and they're gonna swing at pitches that are inside the zone, even though they're striking out a lot. And they do damage. We've seen it time and time again. So I think McCullers is really gonna struggle here. I think there's gonna be a lot of base traffic, and it only takes one big swing to put a crooked number on the board, and the Mariners cover this team total. I do lean their way. I do lean their money line. Like I said, I just don't want to back Kirby to hold down the Astros in his first start back, even though I think he likely does. I'm not super high on this Astros team. I don't think their lineup's very good. Obviously, they're night and day, home and away, so their bats are a bit better at home, but like I said, I was isolated here to the Mariners team total. That does include the slate, though. Before I hop off, I will give you guys my 3 best. So number 1, I mean, it's going to be that Mariners team total. I absolutely love that one. When I was going through all this stuff, that was like literally one of the first things I wrote down. Number two will be that Luis Severino 4Ks and the Athletics money line. And number 3 will be the Guardians on the money line. So as always, you can get all my official plays at GoldBoys.com. If you have a gambling problem, don't want to hurt a gambler. Thank you guys.